مساء الخير مرة جديدة. رجعنا لكم زي ما وعدناكم لنشوف شو صار معنا بخلال الفترة اللي غبنا عنكم فيها ونتعرف على نتائج الفرق المشاركة. بس قبل هيك خلينا ننتقل للجزء قبل الأخير من إعلان النتائج، وهو جلسة حوارية تفاعلية رح تضم مجموعة من الطلاب والطالبات اللي استفادوا من برنامج تحدي الأعمال خلال السنوات الماضية. رح يدير هذه الجلسة السيد مهند الجراح، وهو المدير التنفيذي لإنجاز للتعليم.
Mr. Mohamed Jarrah, who is the Executive Director for the Educational Achievement in Injaz. Mr. Mohamed, the mic is yours, or the screen is yours.
أهلا وسهلا فيكم.
You are all welcome in this dialogue session, participatory session with our students, males and females for the EBC. the Enterprise Business Challenge Program. This is a program that we are proud of. It has been implemented for over than 10 years with the Prince Charles Institute in the UK. It's a program that teaches our youth the entrepreneurship. Today, we are proud to host a group of our young people here who attended the entrepreneur challenge, enterprise business challenge throughout the past years. So we would like to know your journey throughout this EBC. So first, let's get introduced to you, and then I'll ask you a couple of questions to get to know what you have benefited or what you have learned throughout this. So my name is Abdurrahman Al-Saifi from Durar ibn Al-Azwar School. I have participated in the EBC program by Injaz 2 years ago before the COVID-19 pandemic. Shifa Ramadi, King Abdullah II School in Karak, and I am a participant in the EBC and also leader entrepreneurs. Ladan Talib from Khalda Secondary School. I participated with Injaz last year when I was in 9th grade. Mahal Hawamde from Bint Ruday Thanawiya Secondary School for Girls. I have participated last year and I was in the 9th grade. Hi, my name is Zaid Firas Isa from Al Mashriq International Schools. I have entered this EBC program when I was in the 9th grade. Hi, my name is Mariam Saleh from Dahit Al Hussein Elementary School. I have participated last year and I was 9th grade. You are all welcome. So please tell us about your journey throughout this EBC program. How did you hear about it? What motivated you to participate in it? Your journey as a whole. Zaid, would you like to start? Yes. So for myself, I have started my journey throughout my school. The school offered us to enter this program, and also I have seen my older brother, Badr Isa. He participated before me, so I got more and more curious to understand how to establish a business, and it was really a great feeling. So it was a very nice feeling. It made me understand how well life works, how customers work, how the business works. And it was a really great experience. And I do advise and recommend everybody to participate. Maha, yeah, my journey with Injaza started at the beginning of the pandemic when they told us that if anybody would like to participate in the competition, I wanted to do so. It was my first time to participate in a competition. There were many sessions and that we have attended and strategies, and then I wanted to continue with them because I felt that it will benefit me when I grow up, and I have continued with the sessions, and I have learned new strategies, and I have won the second place, and it was great. Ladan, would you like to tell us about your journey with the business challenge? Yes, I got to know it from school. This school got us to participate in this really awesome competition. So since I was a kid, I was very curious, and thanks to the volunteers in Injaz, they introduced us to the entrepreneurship, and they told us how one can start a project, how to conduct or how to develop a budget, work plan, etc. Mariam, how about you? How about your journey? It was awesome. I started during the COVID-19, so it was throughout the online period and the COVID-19 period. It was a great period. So it started with an Injaz volunteer at the school, and we have benefited a lot regarding the entrepreneurship, business market, etc. Everything that we need in order to establish a proper thinking method. Abdurrahman, and then we will come back over here. Yeah, my journey started 2 years ago before the pandemic, and it was a really unique experience because half of my study life was in Saudi Arabia and half of it here in Jordan. So when I got this opportunity within Jazz, I have gained a lot of experiences and skills, and they have introduced us to many things that we never focused a lot on. And then they have taught us how to plan our our future. And they taught us how to invest in our business. Yeah, I started throughout my school. They informed us how to get involved in this program. It was a unique experience because there were many of the skills that we never knew that we had. So they taught us entrepreneurship in a practical basis, not just a theoretical one. And this has eliminated the fear. So I don't have only to depend on an employment when I'm in the future. I can establish my own project. Okay, then tell us about your project and this EBC. Where did you get the idea from and where are you now? Yeah. My project started from main need in the society, which is unemployment. So it is called muyul or tendencies. These are centers that help students to identify their tendencies and also what are the needs in the market, like the Internet of Things and the artificial intelligence, etc., in order to build and develop the awareness for the students that projects aren't only limited to medicine or engineering, etc., but we need to raise the awareness for people that or the youth that they may have tendencies, but they are still or things that they are still not aware of. So my project is that how to invest or how to open a business of your own. So they gave us a simulation and my simulation project was related to car services. And the idea that we had is that the automobile car in general, it is difficult to establish profits because it is and we wanted to do that to take it as a challenge, but it was really a great experience to learn how the marketplace works. Okay, Ladan, how about your project? What was it? So my company, which is OG2, it is made up of two founders, myself and Marah Al-Qaisi, my colleague. And our goal was to have a private income in order and also to benefit the project, the society. So we know that the idea, the concept is the cornerstone for any company. So that's what we have started working on. And then we started to employ in Jazz's methodologies that they taught us. So we found, for example, the problem in the community. For example, there were dermatological problems due to using chemical soap. So our idea was to manufacture the chemical-free soap, and this will benefit the customers and also with a good income. Maha, our project is to reduce wasted food. So we use the leftovers in order to reduce the waste and also increase at the same time so increase the benefit or the value of soil. So we use it like a fertilizer to produce local fertilizers. Because usually we import fertilizers from outside. So what we do, our private company, in order to locally produce fertilizers. And this idea started throughout the EBC program, right? Yes, right. Zaid. Okay, our project was Eco Road, and this is an international company that builds an electronic pump that absorbs the kinetic energy and then turns it over to an electricity throughout a certain mechanism that we have been taught or that we have learned. So this was to make use of all of those pumps, e-pumps, or the bumps in Jordan. So those bumps are in order to reduce the speed. And we wanted to use those in order to solve the energy problems. And this helped us a lot. And in Jordan, as you know, we have a lot of speed bumps. So yes, Mariam, we used to think about the environment regarding the global warming, the ozone, etc. These things. So if there is something with the plants that increases O2, reduces CO2. So we were thinking about flowers. So we were like, is just like everybody in around the world, everybody has their own nationality and their characteristics. Then this also applies to the flowers. We needed to establish or to start trading with those flowers because they are considered uh, plants and they have the chlorophyll, and then they will help the ecological system and reduce the global warming throughout the whole world. Awesome. So these are great projects. So I think that you participated in the EBC program last year, and today we are here with a new type of or a new competition with the youth. So now we are broadcasting through the internet. What is your message regarding this EBC program? Do you recommend them to participate? Is there anything else that you would like to tell them to do? Maha. Yes, I would like to convey this message for every person, every student, males or females at my age, to participate in this competition. Do not waste this opportunity, guys, because you will benefit, definitely benefit. You will gain and acquire experiences and skills, and it will prepare you for the future. Even if you don't win, still, you will gain skills and strategies for your future life. And also that'll enhance your self-confidence, how to sit with other people, how to convey your message in a clear way. Mariam, yes, I want to say never, never, never forget, give up. Whatever happens, consider it an adventure because everything would be of benefit. It will benefit you in the future, regardless if it's be it small or big. So for any second that passes throughout our life, it's highly beneficial. So make the optimum use of any opportunity, even if it's a minimal one. If it's a challenge, then go through it. If you lose, then it's okay. It's a lesson learned. It'll be your motivation for the future. I didn't win, yet I'm still here. I really benefited a lot despite the fact that I didn't win. Oh my God, this is a sky high message. It's a pretty strong one. So as you know, the ABC program is an international program, and it is under the Princess Charles Trust International PTI, and we are partners with them. His Royal Highness Prince Charles was on a visit to Jordan back in November, and he gathered with some of you, and he got to know some of your projects and what have you benefited from this EBC program. And I believe Zaid, Maha, and Ladan, I believe that you were there. We would like to know what kind of conversation took place between you and His Royal Highness, the Prince. You know, he's a royalty, an international person. It's just not any person would get the chance to sit with him and talk to him. So we would like to know what happened. What did he ask you about? What did you say? Details, please. Zaid, honestly. Unfortunately, throughout that ceremony, the prince ran late because I think he had certain conditions. So maybe we were supposed to meet with him around 4:30, but he arrived at 5:30. So we didn't get the chance to speak a lot about the project, but he had a quick overview about our project, and he liked it. And I tell you, had I had the chance to talk for a longer period with him, I would have done that because I'm sure he would have loved our idea. How about you, Maha? I believe that he asked you about your product. Yes, no. He was with Zaid. He asked Zaid more because of time restraints. We only got to say hi, but we have presented our project to his the business manager. I was honored to have met Prince Charles. He have visited the British ambassador's house. We got introduced to him, in addition to many other VIPs like Al Hikma company, Said Darwaze, who funded our project. We have presented our project to him, and he funded our project, and I was really honored to get to know him. Okay, let's build on that. His Excellency Saidar was attending that event, and you got to know him and to talk to him. And he also provided you with seed funding for your projects. So tell us, what did you do with that fund? How did you develop your product? What happened? Mahan and Zaid? Okay, when he told us that he wanted to support or to fund our project, we felt that it's a responsibility that we should carry out and carry on with this project and make it the best version of it. So we took the money, but because we are underage, we weren't able to use the money 100%. So we wanted to consult with Injaz and with the school administration. They have benefited us. They told us to start with an action plan, and then we have distributed the product that we are going to purchase. So each product with a certain duration and period, in order to get everything arranged in place, so that when we purchase, everything should be recorded. And they told us whenever you purchase anything, you should make sure to have an invoice. Zaid, I remember Said, that was His Excellency told you that he wants to see the speed bump beside Al Hikma. Yeah, it's true. After he gave us a 1,500 dinars, we dispersed that in the name of the school with the idea of that the project to be studied, because we were 10th graders and we had a lot of pressure regarding the school tests, whether inside Jordan and the abroad program. So we try to find an engineer to come up with this. And also we should find the optimum place. If it's a mountain, it shouldn't be impacting people driving up or downwards that mountain. So we were able to develop the logo, better study the project, and hopefully very soon it will be implemented, and Said Darwaza will be able to see it. Would you like to say anything? Yes. When we received the funding from Mr. Said Darwaza, we started working on this project. We went down to the project and with the help of Injaz volunteers, since they have better experience, since we as only 16 years older, we don't have sufficient experience to run 1,500 value projects. So they taught us how to run such money. In addition to this challenge, we benefited on how to run the finances and how to develop action plans and budgets. Great. So now through Zoom, we have Ms. Anne Human from the PTI, and she would like to talk to you today and to tell you a couple of words. Ms. Anne, you are welcome, and the mic is yours if you would like to address the students on the panel.
Thank you so much, Mohamed, for the opportunity. It's a real honor to be part of the finals event today and to sit on the panel. I've really enjoyed listening to the past participants talking about their experiences, because for us that's one of the real benefits of the program, and a real something that we really look forward to hearing about is how much benefit each young person can get from the program. It was great to hear Zaid talking about following in his brother's footsteps and seeing the fact that his brother was coming home with exciting information and learning new skills that he was keen to follow that too. And I think that's what the program is all about, is trying to spark that initial interest to develop young people's entrepreneurial entrepreneurial skills, their spirit for enterprise, and of course giving them some knowledge, new skills and practical skills as well. It was really lovely to hear people talking about the practical skills that they'd actually picked up through the programme. And I think the other thing that it's great to hear about is so many sustainable, green and sort of environmentally friendly products and business ideas that people are coming up with, which is really showing how young people are really leading the way in terms of trying to tackle the climate crisis and environmental issues. We at Prince's Trust International are incredibly proud of the work that we do within Jazz in Jordan. This is one of our most successful, longest standing programs, and in fact the biggest program worldwide that we deliver in terms of number of participants. And we think it will play a really key part in the future, particularly across schools in Jordan, and we hope to continue to expand that program. I think said over like 4,000 young people this year in 114 schools, and it would be great if we could continue to grow that through the next years. So I mean, that's really all I have to sort of say in terms of the introduction, Mohammed. But if anybody would like to ask me any questions, then please feel free to do so.
إذا في حابين تسألوا.
If you'd like to ask Miss Anne any questions, so from the PTI any question, this is a pretty good opportunity if you have any questions.
تفضل.
We'll start with Abdul Rahman and then we move to Ladan.
Planning to do in the future within Jazz.
I don't know if Anne, you are hearing this.
لا أدري إذا كنت.
There's a question for you from Abdul Rahman, and he's asking about the goals that PTI have for Jordan in terms of Enterprise Business Challenge.
Oh, I mean, we have some pretty ambitious goals over the next several years. I mean, ideally, we would love to continue to work with Jazz to put this program into every single school in Jordan, which is a huge challenge for us, but something that we would really want to start to work on. But if you can all spread the word amongst your friends and family to get more schools involved, then we would be really appreciative of that.
Thank you. أظني كان دان بدك تسألي سؤال الآن تفضلي.
أنا مش سؤال أنا بدي.
It's not a question. I want to thank you personally, Ms. Anne, and also I like to thank Prince Charles because they provided us this opportunity in order to start learn about entrepreneurship from a young age. Thank you.
Appreciative.
لك شكرا كثير. Thank you Anne. زي ما شفتوا
like you've seen, the PTI, they want to spread that barnamij to all this program to all students in Jordan. These are big ambitions, and that's why we are very concerned that all of you are a success story. Each one of you is a success story. You said that it's true that you did not win the competition, but this gave you a motivation in the future. Zaid, what you did is very good. Ladan, we didn't hear much from you. We like to know what is your ambitions for the future is to try to finish the projects that I'm thinking about, because I see the youth, they themselves, they don't know what specialties they want to, or what tendency they have. So they always go to traditional, the traditional professions because there is job markets for it. So if my projects was successful, would be of use to many students who graduated from college. So when I define what profession I want to take on in the future, this will enable me to be an entrepreneurial person and a pioneering person and be of use to society. Abdul Rahman, do you have anything to say to the students that could participate in the challenge in the future. As a matter of fact, any person that has the opportunity to participate in the business challenge, I advise them to participate in it because he will benefit greatly for it and will know a lot of things about the business. So I advise any person at any age to take a general idea about the challenge because it's a very useful program and useful to all age groups. If we go back in time, would you like to participate again in the business challenge? Of course, I will participate not once or twice, but twice and 3 times. But every time I participate, I'll gain more experience and also and how life goes on and how to think in the life. And this is what our colleagues are doing right now or training right now. And the ones who is going to qualify for the finals. But if they lose, it doesn't mean that the game is over. Of course not. This is just a motivation for the future, an incentive. So any information that you learn from the business challenge, even if you don't win the first place, on its own, it's a great game. So, and they should continue. And the ones who win, they should continue and gain more ideas and give advice to everybody around them to participate in the business challenge. I wish I participated in Injaz when I was younger in order to have a pioneering idea when I'm much younger, in order to grow with me. I advise the people who are participating in this program not to take it as a competition for winning or losing, but to exploit every minute and every information they get because it will be useful to them in the future, regardless whether you win or lose. That consider it as a life experience or you're getting information to build your future. I want to ask you, if you participate in the program again, how would you do things differently from the previous time? Maybe the idea came to me for my project late. I couldn't started with the starting points of the program. I would work more in a proper way on my projects. If there's any people from our partners in Prince Charles, if Han or anybody else would like to direct any questions to our students, so you have the room for that.
Yeah, I would just be interested to get the panel's opinion on what it was like working with the volunteer mentors in the schools as opposed to just the teachers. Obviously, there's quite a lot of support with the program from the volunteers and mentors. And just like to hear a little bit about how people found the experience of working with those people.
أنا عم تسألكم على موضوع المتطوعين أو المنتورز اللي اشتغلوا معكم في المدارس خلال تجربة تحدي الأعمال. شو
asking you about the mentors who worked with you and the volunteers that work with you. What is the role of the volunteers in that area? We'll start with Ladan. The volunteers had a big role in this competition. We knew everything about entrepreneurship and also the simulation game, and they trained us on it. They did not deal with us as students, but as their brothers and sisters in order to learn and compete and win. And their objective is to show us the methods of entrepreneurship. Their role to me, the method they dealt with us, they did not deal with us as just people divulging information to us. They looked at us as entrepreneurial persons and pioneering students and encouraged us to work and promote our ideas. And we did the simulation game. We were very enthusiastic to work on it because the way they dealt with us and the information they provided to us and the way they told us to build our projects. Zaid, you wanted to say something? As a matter of fact, the volunteers and the teachers participated with us and played a big role in influencing our projects. Every teacher could give you information. Not every teacher or not every volunteer can give you the information. Sometimes teachers will make you love a subject even if you don't like it. But as a matter of fact, all the volunteers that were in Injaz, we made us love the subject. After taking lessons with them, they left a great impact on us that we could change the world.
In fact, our teacher was so perfect. She has good personality and have the way to explain it to us. She wasn't try to end the program faster. She explained it to us step by step and explained everything for every member in our team. I think she was so perfect and talked to us with good personality. She have skills, personality, good sound, and she was perfect, I think. It's so important for us to have good teacher because good teacher can do good thing. So I think that's all perfect for us.
طيب انتوا هلا رح تتطوعوا
Now, are you going to volunteer in the business challenge in the future? Of course, I could volunteer in the future in order to, I like the entrepreneurship, and I would like to teach the students things that I've learned when I was their age. So now we have 6 volunteers, 6 new volunteers. Of course, I would like to volunteer in order to have an impact on the persons like Injaz impacted us and made us love entrepreneurship. Of course, I volunteer, so any participation will develop the spirit of cooperation amongst the students, and this will be very beautiful, and I will volunteer for sure.
if she's hearing, I don't know. I don't know if you're hearing us or. Okay.
Yes, sorry. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
That was great to hear, and the fact that you want to volunteer going forward is brilliant. And thank you so much for speaking in English. That was excellent. My next question may be just if perhaps each person could just tell me the sort of key learning or the best new skill that they feel they learned from the program that they will take forward into like this year or next year in terms of general learning and new skills, not just entrepreneurial.
أنا عم تسأل إيش أهم مهارة تعلمتوها.
What is the most important skills that you have learned from the business challenge to really transfer that knowledge? And also the entrepreneurship, you talked in depth about the entrepreneurial skills, but the other skills to think outside the box and to overcome the fear barrier. After you graduate from the university, all what you are concerned about is to find a job. That way you feel yourself, you succeeded in life. But of course, after Injaz, now we are thinking outside the box, because even if I find a job, but I have a project I would like to do it, maybe I overcome the barrier, the fear barrier, and work on my own personal project, even knowing that I might lose, but in order to try, not to be afraid to try a new venture and to fear the failure.
Ask was really important, since skills are one of the most important things in our life. It helps both in the business term and in our daily life situations. I took from the EBC challenge, I learned critical thinking skills, but not in a normal way. I learned it from being both in a perspective from the business, the owner, and from the customer thinking skills. Like, should I buy the item? Is it worth it or is it not worth it? And from the business term, is the cost high? Is the item worth selling? And it's really important to understand these skills you can take it to the future. because the future, you can actually start your own company by simply just thinking and understanding how you're going to do this product.
شكرا. مها حابة تحكي شو المهارة تعلمتيها بالإضافة للمهارات الريادية؟
Would you like to talk about your skills that you've learned from Injaz?
هي بشكل عام إنه بتزيد ثقة الواحد بنفسه وبتزيد ثقته إنه إذا عنده فكرة.
And if you have an idea to transfer it, to increase your confidence, and if you have an idea to tell it to the people, maybe his idea to a friend, or tell it to a teacher or to one of his family, and to get that and gather all these skills, maybe they can come out with something wonderful. So it's the confidence and how to conduct a dialogue with people and get the idea across to people, and also just setting skills on top of each other. And this is creative. Abdurrahman, looks like you would like to say something.
Injaz was the patient. Every big project need to be patient, you know. When I first got in Injaz, I thought gonna be easy, but after I just tried it, it turned out that it's really hard. It needs to be a patient person, and you need to stick with the plan and think always out of the box to get solves.
أنا مش عارف المترجمين، أظني لو عارفين هالقد إنجليزياتكم قوية ما جبنا مترجمين. ما شاء الله عليكم، لغة قوية جدا. لدان تحبي تحكي لنا شيء عن المهارة؟
لدان, would you like to talk about your basic skills? Maybe the communication skills, how to speak, how to listen. These skills were very useful to us, between us and between the volunteers of Injaz. This skill will be very useful in the future for us with our family work, and develops best relations. Maryam?
Very much. In fact, a person talking than more than listening. So in Jazz, and that's helped me so much how to listen out of the box, and how to understand another person, and how thinking about what he think about life. I like what Abdurrahman said, patient. I really like it. I was not thinking about it, so I like what he said. Yeah. Patience is so important for us. And just trust yourself, and don't worry. Trust yourself, and all things will be okay. And life will be like what you want. So I think.
This is wonderful. I think, and these are very strong answers. I've learned myself today, the patience is very important. I don't know if you have any other questions.
Same.
Thank you. يعني بدي أشكر طبعا.
I want to thank our partners in PTI. I want to thank you for your presence with us. As a matter of fact, we like the positive energy from you, and we hear
تخلينا دافع لقدام.
Motivation to move forward, and like Anne, we're gonna get the idea, and the to every student in Jordan. I would like to thank you very much. I would like to conclude this meeting with a short video about the Business Challenge program, and to see it together.
Program, we played a simulation on how to start and manage a business. This many different strategies that we have to keep the customers happy, and we have to keep the workers happy, and also we have to have reasonable prices to achieve the most profit.
لما جينا في الأول أعطونا كيف نلعب اللعبة، أول محاولتين فشلنا طبعاً، فشلنا وخرب المشروع.
قسمنا الأدوار، قائد، مدير مبيعات، تسويق. في أوقات كمان كنا أشياء ما كنا نعرفها عن زميلاتنا، إنه في وحدة في عندها مهارة بهذا الإشي، وصرنا مع بعض نشتغل. ما في مواد عندنا بالمدرسة إنه تعلمنا كيف إنه إحنا مع بعض دائما وكيف ناخذ آراء غيرنا.
تدربنا على اللعبة كويس، وإجا موعد المسابقة النصف النهائية وبلشنا نجيب أرباح عالية.
اللعبة عدناها أكثر من مرة وضلينا نتدرب فيها لغاية ما لعبناها والحمد لله جبنا سكورات.
من خلال برنامج تحدي الأعمال تعلمنا كيف نشتغل تيم ووركس، وكيف نأسس الشركة ونشتغل مع بعض عشان إنه الشركة تكبر والناس يصيروا يعرفوا عنها. بعد ما تعلمنا كل السكيلز من برنامج تحدي الأعمال، قررنا بدنا نطلع بمشروع كبير وإنه الناس يستفيدوا منه وما يطلع بس مشروع إنه الناس عملوه من قبل.
كلمتني كيف بدي أنظم وقتي وكيف بدي أصرف مالي وكيف بدي أفكر للمستقبل، كيف بدي أنمي مشروع اللي بدي أفكر فيه.
شاركت برنامج تحدي الأعمال، أعطاني خبرة جديدة عن عالم الأعمال والشركات بخصوص كيف أنواعها وأنواع الأقسام داخلها وكل دور من هذه الأقسام.
جتنا فرصة تحدي الأعمال، اقترحنا فكرتنا وعجبتهم الفكرة. قررنا إحنا نسوي مشروع نعلم الطلاب كيفية فهم الدارة الكهربائية البسيطة والمعقدة. احنا لما رحنا على سوق الكرك ما لقينا أي مواد أولية تسمح لنا نسوي هذا المشروع ولا أساس لقيناها في السوق. فكرنا نروح على عمان ورحنا ولقيناهن، فطلع علينا تكلفة أعلى من ناحية المواصلات ومن ناحية الشيء نفسه راح نشتريه. فإحنا لما اكتشفنا إنه في الكرك ما في أي سوق أو أي مصنع بيصنع هذا الشيء، فكرنا نبدأ مشروعنا في الكرك.
من خلال برنامج تحدي الأعمال غيرنا الفكرة أكثر من مرة عشان ما كانت تكون ضابطة بالأردن، وبحثنا لغاية ما طلعنا فكرتنا واستعنا بأشياء من المدرسة عشان نعمل بروتوتايب. رسمنا البروتوتايب 3D عشان نقدر نترجمه لإشي ملموس ونقدر نتخيله منيح. استعنا بأشياء من المدرسة وبأدوات عشان نطلع هذا البروتوتايب.
خطر على بالنا إن نجيب اتاتشمنت، هذا الاتاتشمنت بيولد طاقة ونحط على الدراجة الهوائية مع الهواء والطاقة الحركية بيولد كهرباء عشان تشحن الموبايل وأي جهاز إلكتروني.
نفكر إذا فزنا في البرنامج في التحديات النهائية إنه استمر إحنا والفريق تبعنا، نفكر إنه إحنا نفتح المشروع اللي إحنا إلنا زمان نشتغل عليه وهدفنا فيه نكمله وننجح فيه ونصير نعطي دورات تعليمية للطلاب عشان يصيروا أحسن منا وأكثر.
أنا بدي أوصل رسالة لكل حدا بسمعني إنه الأفكار الريادية مش محصورة في مكان أو زمان معين. أنا فكرتي انطلقت من الكرك ممكن توصل للعالم كله.
أهلا وسهلا بكم في الجولة الافتراضية واللي رح نسلط الضوء فيها بشكل سريع على الفرق المشاركة. نبدأ جولتنا الافتراضية مع فريق صابوننا من محافظة إربد، واللي بيهدف إلى صناعة صابون من مواد طبيعية في المنزل، ويهدف إلى زيادة دخل الأسرة ومحاربة البطالة وتشغيل ربات البيوت. هون عندنا فريق فريش من عروس الشمال إربد أيضاً، وهو مشروع يقوم بتقليل المخاطر الصحية لطلاب المدارس من الأطعمة والمشروبات الغير صحية، بحيث تقوم بعمل عصائر طبيعية وبيعه للطلبة مما يكسبهم صحة وقوة. ننتقل
team from EBC 2. This aims at helping people to solve their problems that they face in the life and address the issues that they face in the society throughout stories, a group of stories that will help change the way of thinking. And now we move to a BOSS project in EBC 2. And the idea or the concept of this project is to establish a sports center like Taekwondo in order to preserve and maintain the health of the youth and stay away from electronics. Here we have the Golden Crown from Amman Governorate. The concept of the project is based on designing a flower shop for flowers and accessories with innovative methods for ceremonies in competitive prices. Here we have the Butterflies team, also from Amman. The concept of their project is based on establishing a simple, healthy restaurant with minimal or with affordable prices to help people in need. Now we move to the leaders of change, also from the metropolis Amman. The concept of the project is to develop friendly or environmentally friendly bicycles throughout moving or changing the airflow into energy throughout the kinetic energy. Here also from Amman, we have the Unbeatables. They provide a project that aims at establishing a small shop for accessories and selling them in addition to varied cosmetics. Moving to Kerak and the distinguished project that aims at manufacturing educational packages regarding the circuits, educational circuits, whether simplified or complex ones. And then also to Kerak, the Without Borders project, which aims at generalizing the concept of electronics. And also from Kerak, we have the Champions establishing a website and an application for a delivery company. Also from we have the doctors from Aqaba, and this is a water irrigation system designing depending on thermal sensors and humidity sensors that are linked to water sprints in order to maintain and preserve water. By this, we would have completed our virtual round, and now we will be continuing with our closing paragraphs or the closing ceremonies. Today, we had a group of volunteer judges, people who are experienced in establishing entrepreneurial projects, and they were the ones who judged the project. I would like to welcome all of you. You are all welcome, but I would like to start with Mr. Tariq Hamad, who is an expert in entrepreneurship and capacity building, and he has a vast experience in HR, training and development, etc. You are welcome, Mr. Tariq. Mr. Tariq, your experience in Injaz with us is prolonged for many years. So first of all, thanks a lot for your due diligence. And I want to ask you about your experience today. What is the main difference that you have seen between the students or the teams, the 2022 teams and the previous year's teams? Okay, first of all, thanks a lot for allowing me this opportunity to be here, to be present with you. To be honest, the level isn't as well as before. Maybe the lockdown, the COVID pandemic, maybe it has impacted the level of students. Previously, the initiative was much more. Today, it's more related to the needs of the market after the lockdown, post-lockdown. So their ideas, their concepts, their solutions, they were mainly based on, as a result of this, we need X or Y. But there is no real initiativeness. I remember in one of the competitions, there was like generating gas from boiling something. So, but today, no, it wasn't really out of the box. It is traditional to solve problems that are existing in the community as a result of the lockdown. Okay. So if we want to focus more on the enthusiasm and the motivation and the interaction between the students, how do you evaluate that? Okay, the Jordanian youth enthusiasm is still high, relatively compared to other countries, but we aspire towards more because we know the Jordanian youth have a lot of their initiative, their originals, but we also wish to see the curve going upwards more and more. Thanks a lot. Now I will move to Mrs. Razan Hindawi, which is an expert consultant in in the institutional communications, and also she has experience in many local and international organizations. You are welcome, Mrs. Razan. Do you think that the nature of such projects that were presented today by the students within what is needed in the community? Yes, I believe that it touches upon the real on the ground community, social and environmental needs. They know what is needed. Some of the projects need to improve the economic situation using their surroundings. The good thing is that throughout all of those projects that they are positive. They want to change. They want to develop. As Mr. Tariq mentioned, maybe the COVID-19 pandemic has its impact because, you know, being away from face-to-face or in-personal interaction, it had its impact, it's seen, yet still there is the enthusiasm and still the realistic projects are here. And I really wish all success for the endeavors of all teams. Yes, I want to focus on the point that you have mentioned. Maybe the situation in general or the COVID-19 situation especially have impacted not on the effort, yet on the nature of the project. To which extent did you feel that such circumstances and the COVID especially impacted the selection of projects? Yeah, the type of projects that we have received this time is that because we were at home, because there was a lockdown, because we weren't able to go outside, let's say people or pupils, they stopped they can't go outside to play anymore. So they started thinking about alternatives with benefits and amusement and also movement a little bit within their framework. So the ideas were, to a certain extent, they were okay. They were good. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Now moving to Mrs. Nancy Abu Hayane, who is an expert and consultant in youth and development issues. She has a civil engineering degree from the University of Jordan. You are welcome here with us, Mrs. Nancy. Kindly note that throughout the past period, we have gone through a lot of situations, a lot of circumstances and challenges, just like what have been said now. So do you believe for us as individuals, as institutes, can we face those challenges? Of course, for sure. Even I believe at the level of the shape of the projects and the diversity, they have touched upon and touched some of the needs that we have gone through. Also, as Mrs. Razan mentioned, yes, because they were under lockdown, they felt certain needs. They weren't able to use the vehicle, the cars. That's why they invented, for example, using eco-friendly bicycles. So all of those were alternatives for a reality that our youth, our students live through in order to live through such conditions. So I believe, yeah, all of those were very realistic. All of those projects are stemming out from their life experiences, nothing extraterrestrial, yet we would have loved to see something more out of the box. And maybe, yeah, you know, this is out of their control. But what is good is that they have thought about their lively issues, their daily living issues, try to overcome them. And by the way, there were 3 or 4 projects they were talking about, or they were addressing the healthy lifestyle. This is really important. This is, let's say, new way of thinking, and it is really important to have a better view of it by the youth. Yeah, had you been have you ever thought about if you were in their shoes, what would you think about? Yeah. First of all, I would check the Sustainable Development Goals, take one of those goals, the SDGs, and then use the IT evolution that we have around us. So it would be 2 in 1, SDG, using technology, maybe platforms, applications, because if you read about investment and stuff like that, you will see that all of the investments are trending towards the digital evolution. So I believe for us as a community, as teachers, as trainers, we should draw the attention of the students to work more towards the technology. And if we want to look at the international companies, all the bigger ones throughout the world, those are the ones that depended on the technology and the renewable energy, things related to new sources of energy. These are really important. Yeah, this is right. Thanks a lot, and thanks for being here. Now I would like to welcome Mr. Laith Abdel Hadi, who is responsible for the institutional development and capacity building at the Kuwaiti Bank and the HR specialist. You are welcome here, Mr. Laith. So what we see now is that there are massive opportunities before the students. Many of the opportunities are seized, many are wasted. So if you get the chance to have such opportunities that the students are facing, I'm not saying only Injaz's opportunities, but in general, what are the opportunities that would draw your attention and that you will seize had you been in their shoes, in order to strengthen the character, the charisma, and the characteristic and the personality? So first of all, thank you. Each year we are seeing a quantum leap in regards to the presentation of the presentation level of the guys. Today we saw great prototypes, benchmarking, feasibility studies at the level of institutions, not only students level. So these are great opportunities. So had these opportunities been available at any previous time, of course, we will encourage all students, schools, universities, youth centers, etc., to make the optimum use of it, because they will direct them to the best path or career path, because this will be directing them towards the careers that will support the Jordanian market. So yes, we do support this. Thanks again. I'd like to welcome you again over here in the name of Injaz, in the name of the students, on behalf of everybody over here. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your presence, and thanks for your efforts. So now let's move to watch a short video that highlights the great effort exerted by our great volunteers who escorted the students right from the beginning up until now, and that they have conveyed their experience with all due diligence. Now we have reached to the most important point. We are hearing the heartbeats of all participants throughout the kingdom. I'd like to tell you, I have the results now. We are very happy, very proud of each member, each team that were with us here today. All of you today are winners. Your success doesn't mean winning. Your success means your belief in yourselves, in your teams, and in your capabilities. Believe me, winning today is a good thing, yet your success is to know how to carry on with your concept, with your idea, with your project, and make it take it to a success. So before announcing the results, I would like to announce that the awards will be as follows. The first place, 750 Jordanian dinars. The second place, 500 Jordanian dinars. And the third place will win 250 Jordanian dinars. You ready? My heart is pumping throughout my chest. Yet, despite the fact that I do have the results in my hands, but I do wish luck and success to everybody. Again, remember, success is only the start of the journey, but we can build the whole journey alone and throughout the way, even if we tripped over and over, but we should continue. So, starting with the third place, the winners of the third place in today's competition is King Abdullah, the second school with an amount of 250 dinars. Congratulations, you guys. Now moving to the winner of the second place. Zaid bin Haritha Secondary School for Boys with an amount of 500 Jordanian dinars. Congratulations. As for the winners in the first place, for this year, it is Zain al-Sharaf Queen Zain al-Sharaf School for Girls with 750 dinars. Congratulations a million times, girls. Congratulations for the winners. We were very pleased to have you all around us. We would like to extend our thanks and gratitude for PTI, and also our extended thanks and gratitude for our strategic partner, the Ministry of Education, and all the partners for this year. The LEAP, supported by the Canadian government and Al-Mashriq International School and ILA company. Thanks, everybody. We wish you a lot of success and safety. Thanks.